Hey guys, welcome to this video lecture series on the subject of polymer science and technology. I'm Harsh Panchal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. In a previous video, we have just started the new chapter of polymer processing, and we have introduced various terms in this chapter. And we have started the discussion on the compression molding. If you have missed that video, you can find it in the I button on the top of the screen. So now, having said that, let's just further continue our discussion on the compression molding. Let's just quickly revise what we have understood in the compression molding in a previous lecture. So we have seen that in a compression molding, a pre-weighted amount of material is being loaded into the lower half of a heated mold or the cavity. So as you can see here in this image, a pre-weighted material or the pre-weighted raw polymer that has been melted is being injected, or you can say inserted, inside the cavities, right? So as you can see here, this is our mold and here it is the cavity. So initially the pre-weighted polymer is being inserted or filled in the cavity of the mold. Now later the force, or we can say plug, is lowered into the cavity and pressure, which can range from 20 to 1000 tons, is applied to the powder. So as you can see here on the screen that now this is the plunger or the plug that we are discussing here. The weight or the pressure applied by this plug may vary from 10 to thousands of the ton, right? So when this plug or the plunger is being forcefully pressurized on this molten form of the polymer, right? So this is the process of the compression molding. Now let's see what is the next step in this process. Under the effect of heat and pressure, the powder or the raw polymer that we have converted into the molten form, the powder melts and flow into the all part of the molten cavity. The resin cross-linked thus become irreversibly hardened. So as an effect of the heat and temperature, this molten form of the polymer or the polymer powder, whichever form of polymer you have taken, is now been converted and it will be filled all the parts of the cavity, right? It will fill all the part of the cavity and it will generate our useful desired polymer material, right? Then the last step is that the material in the mold is kept for specified time under correct pressure and temperature for the proper curve. So as a result, now our polymer will be kept inside the mold for specific amount of time under the pressure and temperature effect, so that all the curves of our desired shape or the mold will be taken by the polymer itself. So as you can see here, now we have closed our mold and we are resting it for some specific amount of time so that it can easily adapt the shape of the polymer, right? Or you can say the shape of the mold, so that the shape of mold can be achieved by the polymer. Now if we discuss further more about this, then the next steps come is that the curing. So as you can see here, the curing is either being done by heating in the case of thermosetting polymers and by cooling in the case of the thermoplastic polymers. After curing, the molded article are being taken out by opening the mold apart. So now what we are going to do is we will open our mold and the molded article, that is our polymer or desired shape of the polymer, is being taken out from the mold. One of the major advantage of the compression molding is that it is relatively inexpensive because of its simplicity. So as you have seen in the previous image that this polymerization technique is very simple and hence it is the most inexpensive method for the production of the molten polymers, right? Also there are no spurs, runners and gate, then material waste could be wasted. So their chances of waste of raw material is very minimum with the compression molding, as there are no much of the complicated parts. There is only one mold which is responsible for the getting the desired shape of our polymer. Ashtray, electric switch box, then radio, television, cabinets, all are the different examples of this compression molding. As you can see here, this switch module is easily be constructed with the help of compression molding. So this was all about the compression molding. Now let's just further discuss about the injection molding techniques. So as you can see here, injection molding is one of the processing technique for converting thermoplastic polymers. And recently, there have been technologies which are being developed to convert even thermosetting materials by means of the injection molding. From the pellets or the powder form of the different varieties of the raw material, we can convert it into the desired shape of the polymer by means of the injection molding techniques. These injection molding techniques are again very important for the exam point of view, as it is being largely used in an industrial application as well. So let's just understand what are the different steps and how this injection molding polymerization technique is being performed to get desired shape of our polymer. So as you can see here, our injection molding simply consists of heating the pellets or the powder until they melt down. So as the first step, we are targeting our powdered form or the molten form of the polymer to get melted down. So the first step in the injection molding is to prepare a molten form of our powder or the pellet form of the polymer, right? Then the melt is then injected into then this molten form of polymer is then injected and held in the cooled molded under the pressure until the material is get solidified. So now this molten form of the polymer is being injected inside the injection molding unit, and on the effect of cooling we are applying effect of cooling until our polymer ultimately gets solidified. Then the mold is being opened and our product is being taken out, right? There are, if we discuss about the examples of the injection molding techniques, then different types of the spoon, forks, then our computers, then the different radios are being manufactured by this injection molding type of the technique. There are different parts and compartments in the injection molding unit. Let's see what are the functions of this injection molding, right? As you can see here on the screen that the injection molding machine must therefore perform essentially three functions. So basically there are three main functions that need to be followed by the injection molding unit. And those functions are melt the plastic so that it can flow under the pressure. So the first function of this injection molding machine is to melt down our plastic raw polymer, right? So that this molten form of the polymer can be easily flow from one part to another part. Then the second function is that inject the molding material into the mold. So the second function that need to be performed by the injection molding machine is that to insert our molten form of the polymer inside the mold so that it ultimately gets its desired shape. And the last function is that hold the melt in the cold mold while it solidified and then eject the solid plastic. So there should be some specific amount of the time which is need to be predefined. For that particular time, our injection molding machine should hold our molten form of the polymer inside the cold environment of the mold, right? And ultimately, as a result, we get the desired shape of the polymer, and then shape should be ejected from the mold by the means of the injection molding machine. So as a result, you can see here the typical image or the typical schematic diagram of the injection molding machine. It contains different shapes, right? From this particular type, a hopper is there, which is represented by F, inside which we are inserting our powdered form of the polymer or the pellet form of the polymer. That polymer then be converted into the molten form on the application of the heat and pressure. Then the second one is the plasticized screw, which is inside this unit, right? Which actually transport our molten form of the polymer inside the molds, right? So it is the major and main component which actually transfer our molten form of the raw polymer inside the mold so that our polymer will get the desired shape of the mold. Now let's just further discuss about the next technique of the polymerization process, and that is blow mold. So as you can see here on the screen that the blow molding process consists of a sequence of the steps leading to the production of a hollow tube or prison from the molten thermoplastic resin. So this particular type of the method is being used to produce hollow type of the polymer product, right? Such as plastics or different types of the tube, even a ball or such kind of a thing, which are essentially of the shape of hollow, right? Which are essentially hollow in a shape. This is then interrupt between two halves of the mold of the desired shape. So such kind of the polymer that are our thermoplastic polymer is being injected into the mold by the two halves of the molding machine. And then air is usually about 100 psi is being blown into the soft prison and expanding it against the counters of the cold mold cavity. So now we have injected our molten form of the polymer inside the cavity. After that we pass air of the pressure around 100 psi so that our polymer or the molten form of the polymer will get desired shape of the mold. And this is how we can actually produce the mold of the polymer, the desired shape of the polymer by means of the blow molding, right? Blow molding, which means that we are actually blowing air inside the polymer mold so that our polymer will get the desired shape. There are two different techniques by which we can achieve this blow molding process. The first one is known as the extrusion blow molding and another one is the injection blow molding, right? These two things we will discuss in the upcoming videos. So let's just quickly summarize our today's lecture. In today's lecture, we have understand two main molding techniques that are being used in an industrial level. The first one is the compression molding, which is extremely important and equally used in industries. Then we have understand the injection molding technique, in which we have seen how do we can convert our raw polymer into the desired shape of the polymer. In an injection molding, we are firstly converting our raw polymer or the powder or the pellet form of the raw polymer into the molten form. And later by application of the heat or we can say cooling, we are converting it into the desired shape of the polymer. While in the case of the compression molding, we are compressing our polymer by the means of the very high pressure. Pressure can vary up to 20 to 1000 tons, and we are applying such high pressure to convert our raw polymer into the desired shape of the polymer. Now in the next video, we will understand about the blow molding technique in a more detail. Till then, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.